Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new episode of Through the Keyhole. In this series, we take a look at some player camps that I found in and around Fallout 76 to get a few ideas and a bit of inspiration for our own builds. So, very cool camps coming up. Let's jump in. Okay, usual order of business before we get cracking. Of course, these are not my camps, apart from this one here. These are camps I found in and around the game. And if you guys would like to appear in a future episode, do head on over to the channel's community page. I've got a post on there with all the information you'll need if you want to send your camp in to appear in a future episode of the series. So, let's jump into the first camp. Okay, so this is a camp that's up in the Savage Divide that I found a little while ago. It's pretty cool. There's some really interesting stuff and uses some pieces in an unexpected and sort of unintended kind of a way that creates quite a cool result. A nice little combination of stuff going on here. A waterfall there. Have your water feature. There's some wallpaper on the outside here, just to make the whole place look a little different, which I quite like. It gives it a different tone and style, which is cool. Works well for modern type builds, which I suppose this kind of is. But it's very, very cool. A little use of roofs here instead of other types of ramps, just to kind of create the flooring, which makes a bit of a change. It's a little different, which is cool. So transferring onto normal floor up here. We'll head into the patio area. A nice little hangout space here. Big gap in the wall there with some curtains in it, which is a different approach. It's definitely a unique style. It's very cool. Very convenient little farm there on the side as well. Nice use of mixed materials as well in this one, which is always cool to see. Like the little entranceway there. Nice as we come in. We get a really, really cool player home up here. So, really nice kitchen on this end. I like the way this space is divided up as well. Using those sloped roof pieces there, sloped wall pieces rather, are really quite cool. Clearly you can see the drawback to doing that because they're not designed to be used in that way, but it does create a different style of effect that kind of separates it out, but at the same time makes it kind of flow as well, which is cool. Nice little bit of decoration for the living area, lounge area here. Really like combining filing cabinets with a couple of O's from the neon set to create the speakers there. Really, really like that idea. And using the chalkboard there as well to create a screen. It's a nice TV effect that's quite a clever little solution. Not convinced that it's particularly Fallout, but it does look very cool nonetheless, so I do like that. Lots of water collection on the go on this camp as well. So let's pan around downstairs and have a look at the other bit, because the downstairs area is rather cool too. So, some more of those arches used in a non-standard way to create an interesting effect. Impressive job of making those things snap through each other as well. Some good sort of merging going on in this camp and in another one or two as well that we're going to have a look at. It works really well. Nice little vending area there. It's an interesting look at. Close it off if you want to. Access to a couple of stash boxes as well, which is cool. A few bits poking through the wall here as well, which is, I mean, that looks pretty tidy to be fair, so that's quite cool. Definitely like that. Little back entrance to the vending area there, should the player need access. And this is very orange. Not the colour I'd have rushed towards, but it definitely works. Looks very, very warming. Nice little crafting space down here, nice and compact. A bit of merging going on at the back there. I think personally I might have avoided merging that particular workbench just because it's so unique in and of itself, but it does work, it's nicely done, it looks very, very cool. Got plenty of space to move around, which is always a win. These are actually tucked into the walls a little bit, but that extra space to move around is definitely a good thing. Particularly with single foundation wide, it can be an issue at times, that. Nice little bathroom in here, easily and often missed, but very, very nicely done here. Standard bathroom, one foundation, does the job nicely. The thing that I actually like the most in here is the fact that the toilet's in the corner on a bit of an angle there. It's a very little thing, small change, something that's just slightly outside the norm, but it works and it makes the place slightly more interesting and it's cool, so I like that quite a lot. Nice little bathroom. We'll head across the hall to the little bedroom as well, which is very, very little, but got everything you need in there, nicely decorated. I like the extra window up above the bed as well, it gives it a bit of character. Which is very, very cool. Yeah, really nice little clean, tidy looking camp with some cool designs going on here and some good glitch work as well. There's merging going on as well. One thing I might have done tiny little bit differently here. We're walking along what would appear to be a stone surface, but we've got wooden footstep sounds because it's a wooden foundation. I might personally have swapped those out for stone ones if you can have a stone texture on the top. But that's probably just me being pedantic. So all in all, a really cool, unique, modern-ish design to kick things off with. So camp number 2, different part of the Savage Divide now. And this is quite cool. I like what's been done here. It's simple in a lot of ways. A couple of things I might have done differently, but it's taking a simple idea and pulling it off very, very nicely. One thing I might have considered changing is those flat roofs on top of the 2 structures here. It gives you somewhere to put the flags and things like that, which is cool. But I might have come up with maybe a separate turret stand and made the roofs a little more angular and a little bit more interesting, to kind of keep the interestingness of the rest of the camp going. But again, nitpicking. But I really, really like the way this is laid out. You've got a cool building on the left there that we'll have a look at in a moment. Nice open area out here with plenty of stuff going on, loads of crafting stuff, and the vendors as well. And then a really cool little building on the corner here as well. It's just kind of tucked out of the way, just kind of cuts in just a little bit there. Works really nicely. Tons of great decoration going on in here as well. Somehow this room manages to be both cluttered and tidy at the same time. And I have no idea how that works, but clearly it does. So, yeah, great. It looks really, really good. It looks really full, lived in, complete, which is really cool to see. Loads and loads of weapons on the wall, which makes complete sense for mostly a weapons and armour crafting space. I've also got the cool new camp station in there as well. Gotta love that thing, it's very, very cool. Unsurprisingly very popular at the moment as well, because it's new and shiny and does fun things. So, a little spin around this open area in the middle first. Loads of bits of decoration, just stuff to dress it up. Kind of make those vendors blend in a little bit more, but they're nice and easy to find as well, which is always cool. Lots of stuff in 3s, which always looks good as well. Plenty of stash boxes around. Loads of indicators so you can find those vendors. Whilst creating a really cool space. Got a extractor underneath the foundations here, which works quite nicely. Keeps the thing out of the way and gives you access to it through the nodding donkey bit on the top there. I really, really like this structure here. It's using the new building set that has come from the current season. It's the rank 99, 100, I think, one of the 2 rewards. But well worth getting to the end of the season for that. So it's kind of Charleston Fire Station, but as a building set vibe, which is really, really cool. There's a good bit of mixed materials on the outside there. The roofs in particular I like a lot. The edges of them look very, very cool. Do wish turning off my HUD would make this sort of thing not happen. That would be nice. What could we do? Loads and loads of decoration in here. Looks really, really cool. Lots of mixing of things up using different wallpapers and stuff. Loads and loads of stuff going on everywhere you look. Got a couple of empty weapons racks up there, but yeah, those that live in glass houses and all that. I'm forever missing at least one display item that I should decorate in my own builds, and then I forget. So can hardly blame somebody else for doing that, but very, very cool nonetheless. Nice kind of crazy player home. It looks like I've collected all manner of weird bits and pieces from all over the wasteland. Where am I going to put this? Well, in my house somewhere, that's where. It works really well. It's got that eclectic vibe and thrown together look. That works really well because it looks so busy, and I really like it. Lots of bits of colour as well going on, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't in Fallout, but in this case it does work, so I'm liking that a lot as well. Loads of splashes of reds and stuff around as well that really make the place pop. Flags up top are cool there, gotta say. Do like that. Yeah, really, really nice, simple little design, but it's well executed. One more thing I might have done ever so slightly differently here, if it's possible, which is a big if as always. Rather than using that particular staircase, I might have used either one of the contemporary or haunted house ones, or possibly just put a ramp there so it's not such a big step down off that bottom step. But yeah, really picking on a tiny thing there. Just me, these sort of things bother me in my builds, so I get a bit OCD about it. But I really like this campus, really cool design, simple design executed really well. So, for the final camp of the day, this is bonkers. I love it. It's using a lot of really cool prefabs that we've had recently, i.e. primarily those shipping containers, and we've also got the what's that thing called? Makeshift mega mansion. There we go, made from all the caravans there, and it looks really, really cool. All blends together nicely, nice and walled in to give it that completed, kind of closed-off, cohesive look. And I like the use of different bits and pieces on the walls here, mixing up the materials, changing out basically the stuff you use to design the junk walls, which is really, really cool. Nice little entrance here, using the bridge piece there to set up an entrance, which always looks good. Loads of stuff packed in here. Quite a lot of merging going on in this build as well, which is interesting. Came out really well. Really, really busy camp as well, so really like that. I've been thinking recently, I'm not quite sure if and when and how I'll end up using either the makeshift mega mansion or the shipping containers again. I'm sure I will at some point, but this is a really, really cool sort of use of it that I hadn't thought of, and a really, really cool way of going about it. Like, tons of stuff packed in here. We can move around nicely, but there's plenty of decoration going on to keep the place looking interesting too. Got a shelter just poking through the ground there. It's unfortunately locked, but nonetheless, nice little way of squeezing that in there. We got a bathroom and laundry room type arrangement here. Does the job quite nicely. Everything coming together quite well. We need more bathroom stuff, Bethesda. I know you've been doing a bit recently, but we still need more. Nice little way of closing off the gap there instantly as well. That blends in quite nicely. So we'll swing around up the mega mansion here, and there's an absolute ton of really cool decoration details and really good work being done here. I fit that weapons bench in quite nicely. Squeezing all those workbenches underneath the roof there can be a real battle, especially when you're looking at some of the taller objects which we've got going on here. It really doesn't like to place there sometimes, so a really nice job done on that. Closing off some gaps with a little bit of chain link there, something I absolutely love doing because it always works well. Extra workbenches. Clearly the camp ally is actually a wizard. And nice little display room in the middle here. Looks really cool. Always good to show off some of those cool, weird, wacky things you pick up around the wasteland with some really unique designs on some objects. Even like the lumps of ore there and stuff are really cool. So nice to see that sort of stuff on display. So we've got this set of containers here working as basically an outer wall to the camp. A bit difficult to get up here when walking slowly. But if you're running, you can just jog straight up here. It's no problem. Really nicely decorated inside this. Nice little bit of power armor workspace. Loads of little bits of detail, which we always like to see. Really brings camp to life. It's a really, really cool little environment. Nice. We will kind of squeeze our way back out here. Using a couple of rugs there to kind of extend the floor, which is a good way of doing it if you sort of need some way to access. It works well here. Nuka-Cola door on this is a bit unusual, but it does make you feel like you're going into a very unique space, which is cool. And appropriate, because it is a pretty unique space. Really nice job done here of dividing that off. Really like how that's been done. Looks like the room divider's got a whole load of stuff just stuck onto it to create a kind of temporary wall, which works quite well. Nice little bed arrangement here. Loads and loads of bits of decoration. That's a violently pink bed. But it's cool. It looks great. Loads and loads of bits and pieces in there. A lot of merging going on in there as well, which has come out really nicely. And we have one more staircase leading up to the top of this little stack of containers here with some funny things going on. I'm not sure what the super mutant's doing there. It's definitely harking back to Fallout 4 there. Seem to remember settlers in basketball hoops. Well, what's left of a settler anyway. Nice little chill out area on the top of the container here. Making good use of the hot tub there. As per, some nice improvised steps. We need some steps that don't have to snap, please, Bethesda, so that we can kind of get around doing this stuff. But again, loads and loads of little bits of merging for the decoration here. It creates a really, really cool effect. I think in some cases here, actually, some of that merging could possibly have been avoided. There's a few bits and pieces that perhaps not entirely necessary. Like there's a unit inside that top room that we're just about coming past now and stuff like that. Which, I mean, they look great, but if it takes even close to as much time as I imagine it does, then it's a darn sight more patience than I've got. So, fair play, I suppose. But all in all, we have a very, very lived-in, very, very complex, busy, scrappy-looking camp that's come together really nicely and makes some really cool use out of some pieces that go well together. So, a really, really nice design on it. There we go, discovering that the shelter is sadly locked, because I bet that's worth checking out as well. But what can we do? Well, we can head back out through this very cool little entranceway that I like quite a lot. Take a little look at this place from the outside. Because yeah, lots and lots of disparate bits and pieces that blend quite nicely together. The thing looks very, very complete, cohesive, very, very busy and scrappy, awesome wasteland home. Using some pieces that can be quite hard to put together. So, really, really nice. So yeah, 3 very, very cool camps. Some absolutely excellent work on the part of everybody today. Really, really enjoy seeing these. Really cool to find some of these camps as you're wandering around. Definitely a highlight of my Appalachian adventures. I do enjoy it. So kudos to everybody whose camps we featured today. If you guys want to appear in a subsequent episode, as I've said before, do head on over to the channel's community page. You'll find all the details on a post there, show you how to send your camps in to me, and hopefully we'll be doing one of those special episodes before too much longer. But for now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do consider dropping subs and likes. I very, very much appreciate it. Down below the video, as usual, you can find the social media links, merch store, and channel memberships as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel that way, it massively helps out, so I hugely appreciate that. And if you get the chance, do join us for live streams as well. We are, of course, playing Fallout 76, and we are playing a little Mass Effect 3 as well, which is a really good time, so I do hope I'll be seeing you there. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.